Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, we are going to be talking a little bit about the Cloud9 Evil Geniuses series that just got done. Spoilers, I know everyone always talks about it here. But Cloud9 did take down Evil Geniuses 3-0 in their lower bracket semifinals game, I think is what it is called. And it was a very, very interesting series for Evil Geniuses. Obviously, they never were really able to get too much going, despite having the best record of any team in the summer regular season, despite coming in as, the 3 seed into the playoffs, having some pretty high expectations, having, a lot of people picking them to even beat 100 Thieves and go to Worlds. But either way, a lot of people, even after how they saw TSM and Cloud9 played, choosing them to kind of run through the rest of the lower bracket, but obviously that did not happen. Obviously, the offseason for Evil Geniuses has now begun, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today, what this offseason might have in store for Evil Geniuses, because they have some big name players, they have some interesting players, they definitely have some stuff to talk about, and they're going to have to make some big moves. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm, if you want to go the extra mile, help and support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, Evil Geniuses was good this year. They made some big strides. I think Impact was a huge pickup for them. I think he is so good, and probably even still at this point in his career, underrated in the top lane. I thought Danny was an awesome pickup and acquisition. Ignar's been great. Jizuke was first team All-Pro mid lane. And then Contracts and Svenskeren was kind of where things got interesting. Contracts had a very good regular season. I don't think he was as good in the playoffs. Svenskeren was solid in the regular season, not great, but not bad. And he was just kind of meh in the playoffs as well. And overall, Evil Geniuses as a whole just didn't really show up in the playoffs. Obviously Cloud9 is a very good team, so there's no shame in losing to them there, but they lost 100 Thieves also. Everyone said they got kind of the easier half of the bracket. Nobody wanted to play in that TSM Cloud9 Team Liquid half, and they ended up on what was the easier half, and they're now the first team eliminated from kind of the top 5 teams in North America that everyone said had chances to win. So even though Evil Geniuses did good things this year, even though they are in a pretty good spot, this offseason will still be interesting for them because they didn't make Worlds. They weren't that close to making it to Worlds. Yes, they had, the series with 100 Thieves where they could have made it. They sent that series to Game 5, but I think without that crazy Danny play, they probably would have lost that in 4. And then they didn't make it to, the losers bracket finals. So really, again, they were kind of the 5th place team here. They need to make some big moves. Or maybe, maybe not. Maybe the offseason will go in a different direction because there's always buyers and sellers in any kind of market. So some of the big stories coming out here. This comes from Cobalt LOL. You guys should definitely go check him out on Twitter. Really reliable source, really good source, always tweeting about League of Legends stuff. I think he does a great job in the rumor space and everything, so check him out. But he said he's also in the comments on some of these videos sometimes too, so sometimes you guys might hear some stuff in the comments here, which is also interesting. But he did say that there are some EG rumors that jungle, mid, and AD carry could all possibly change, and I think these are all worth talking about, but the one I mostly wanted to focus on in this video is that jungle situation, because some of the news coming out actually comes from another tweet from him that Svenskeren will most likely be leaving Evil Geniuses. Now, there's a couple different ways I could see this going. I could see it being a mutual kind of, breakup. I could see Svenskeren being like, okay, I'm not trying to just share time with Contracts. I'm not trying to be part of a 6-man roster. I would rather go to a team that's going to let me start, that's going to let me play, and that thinks I am valuable and thinks I am a starting caliber player, because we've seen Svenskeren split time before, obviously with Blabber over on Cloud9, and as soon as that started happening, he got out of there. Again, whether that was him wanting out or Cloud9 wanting him out, or a mutual thing, I think something else could be going on over here with Evil Geniuses. Also, maybe just Evil Geniuses wants to get rid of him because they believe in Contracts, or maybe they want to move on entirely from Contracts and Svenskeren. But since they have both of those guys under contract, Svenskeren is obviously a guy that some teams in North America, I'm not sure exactly who, I'm not sure exactly how many teams, but some teams in North America will certainly be interested in. Maybe they can get some amount of money for him if they're not even planning on using him that much anyway. I think in the playoffs he played a total of 2 games for Evil Geniuses out of the, what did they play? They played like 11 games or 12 games or something, and Svenskeren played in 2 of them. So, if they're not even using him that much, maybe they can get some money for him. And then again, maybe both of those are true. Maybe Evil Geniuses wants to sell him off, and maybe Svenskeren wants to go be a starter somewhere. So then the question kind of becomes, where is he going to go from there? And there was actually a tweet where this guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know he's a huge Golden Guardians fan. He has been ever since last offseason. He's always tweeting about him, always asking about him. But he asked Applehead in the response to his big tweet that kind of blew up, any rumors for Golden Guardians. And Applehead actually said there is a very light rumor going around of Svenskeren to Golden Guardians, which I think would be a very, very interesting pickup. Now, Iconic was obviously not that good in the jungle for them this past season, but honestly, at least for me, I don't know about everybody else, he was better than I expected him to be. This is a guy who's going straight from the collegiate scene, skipping over academy, going into the pros, and I didn't really even know him as that sought after as a prospect. I didn't really see anyone being like, oh, Iconic is going to be the next like superstar in the LCS or anything like that. So I think if they do go out and get a veteran jungler, and a pretty damn good one in Svenskeren, he wasn't MVP level this season. He wasn't a top 3, probably not even a top 4 jungler, but he would be pretty good for Golden Guardians. He would be an upgrade for Golden Guardians, and he would be an awesome guy to have around some of their younger players, like they have Niles in Academy trying to come up. He would be able to work with Iconic and help him come up. He would also just allow Golden Guardians to send Iconic down to Academy, even if they still believe in Iconic as their long-term jungler. I just don't think he was ready to entirely skip over the Academy scene. I think he would really, really benefit from at least one split in Academy, if not 2, if not 3. So I think it would be a very, very interesting move. Obviously, it would be an upgrade for Golden Guardians, a team that finished 8th place in the LCS, finished in the playoffs, and ended the season pretty hot. They could, maybe crack like the top 6 in the LCS next year. I think this would be a very, very interesting move. The other name I kind of have heard thrown around a little bit is maybe CLG for Svenskeren. Now, that's still, Svenskeren for CLG doesn't really fix any of their problems of not having a long-term piece to build around, not having a young, like next up type of player, because their LCS team sucked, their academy team sucked, they have a bunch of veterans, they don't have anyone young. But obviously, swapping out Svenskeren for Broxa, who also wasn't that good this year, I would probably take Svenskeren over Broxa at this point, would also free up an import slot, which would give them some added flexibility to maybe go out and land somebody else, because they're probably going to need an import mid laner. So I did think that was kind of interesting as well, that, it looks like Svenskeren is going to leave Evil Geniuses. It looks like he's going to be kicked from Evil Geniuses. It looks like Evil Geniuses is going to be moving on from him. I don't exactly know, but I do think this is pretty interesting. And then again, that doesn't mean that contracts will necessarily be the jungler for Evil Geniuses in the future, because I don't think either of them were that convincingly great in the playoffs this year. I don't think you have to hang on to either one of them. There's a possibility you sell off both of them. There's rumors of maybe Evil Geniuses Blabber. There's rumors of maybe them going out and getting another jungler entirely, maybe Closer if he comes up on the market. But again, there are multiple different rumors going on for Evil Geniuses right now. This is going to be a very, very interesting offseason for them, potentially having changes at multiple different positions, maybe selling players off, maybe trying to get a bunch of money, maybe using that money to go get somebody, maybe not, maybe just cutting back and trying to get some money, because they are a business, and we know that a lot of these teams lose money year over year. This was a big year for a lot of these Evil Geniuses players. Maybe they're looking to sell high. I don't exactly know, but this is going to be a very, very interesting offseason for Evil Geniuses, and unfortunately for them, it's already started. It is officially the offseason, but definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below where you think Svenskeren should go, or where do you think he's going to end up. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.